Hello, everyone. Andrew McKee, the Irish Bard, with Faire Life at Life's Affair. Well, I think it's safe to say that the past week was an interesting, stressful time for everyone, but we got through it, so congratulations. I think we all deserve that. Definitely a little bit, to say the least. So yeah, we have a lot of cool things going on. I alluded to a few of them last week on Fair Life, but we're going to talk a little bit more about them today, and some good stuff to show, I think. I don't know how many of you saw the opening graphic that I put in for Fair Life now. I mean, I've been upgrading the graphics gradually week to week for the past several weeks, but yeah, let's see if I can show you a little bit of that. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. You can kind of see what it looked like, except the sand moved through the glass, and it's like a starting timer for Fair Life to show how long you have. I thought it was kind of cool. So yeah, trying to get a little fancy on that. You are correct. So hey, Jan, thanks for that. And Janine, hey. Ah, so wow, yeah, a lot of people having an interesting time. So yeah. Uh, I think this was a lot of fun. I'm loving trying. Like I've told you many times before that I always try to upgrade the graphics, or at least something, at least one thing week to week. And after a few weeks ago, when it was a hellish week, I now I'm kind of getting back into that. Luckily, so that's nice, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, the graphics have come a long way since since we started, a very long way. Uh, Fair Life alone, it was just me full screen, and that was it. And yeah, that's going to be. This is very different, and I'm very happy with it. I hope you all are too. It's been a process, and it's just going to keep getting better. Uh, Definitely, we'll do another upgrade at the end of the year, but just getting the little things. Um, and Janine's saying that nice countdown, one of the few original ones I've seen other than the autism countdown of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, A, E, I, O, U. Uh, that's actually really good. Um, yeah, I could always do the hexadecimal countdown, but that's just way too geeky. So not going to do that. But no, I mean for Run Fair, for Fair Life, for Life's Affair, we had to do something that was at least somewhat fair-like. And of course, there were counters out there, and we looked at them months ago. But just some digital countdown. They really didn't have much in the way of analog countdowns at all. At least nothing that looked like it, and that bugged me. So this one, I kind of created myself, so it's kind of fun. Just yeah, I really like it. Ah, so yeah, it's always interesting. And I do have. Let me get over here. I have some interesting news. I've talked a little bit about it, and guess what came in today? Ooh, the DSLR camera I ordered finally came in. So it just came in this afternoon, so I couldn't set it up anyway. There was no time, but I think hopefully have it all figured out and set up by next Fair Life in a week. So there should be a new camera for Andrew. It should be a huge difference, a really huge difference in quality. I'm very proud of what I managed to accomplish on this cheap 720p webcam that I have. It's a Logitech, but still, it's yeah. I'm very proud. I mean, if you've seen some of the old ones, you can see the lighting on here, and the shading on my face is a lot better. It used to be a lot more washed out, and part of it was just figuring out the lighting. And the other thing is I'm upgrading the lighting. In probably within a couple of weeks, I'll have new lights as well. So that should make a huge difference. It's variable color temperature, so I can make it very amber, I can make it very blue, or anything in between. So it's a lot easier than trying to just use a daylight bulb or a soft white bulb and try to mix and match and make it look like you want. And that's kind of what I've learned. I think the best color temperature for me is somewhere around 4K, 4,000. Actually, that's not a good way to put it. 4,000 Kelvin. So we'll see. So yeah, we'll see. A clearer Andrew. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm really looking forward to that. So that I've been looking for that for so many weeks. Lee can tell you on this how obsessive I got with it. I wasn't that bad, really. Not that bad. I'll move on before she says something. So, yeah. So back to this. So a lot of cool, exciting things there. And the other beautiful thing with this camera is it's going to open up some options for taking some video and doing some better live shows of moi. So, yeah, that's part of the plan and part of the reason I've been holding off, because I want to get a really good camera for doing some shows of my own. Lee had to say something. Yes, she, yes, hearing nothing but camera. This is true. Not gonna lie. But, yeah. Well, it's, it's good news. So it means more shows for me, better quality video for everybody. And, you know, at fairs I go to in the future, it also means that I have an opportunity to take some really good video, and I'll be able to get really good audio of other people's shows for Life's a Fair. So that opens up some options too. Yeah, she really can't complain because she knows a lot more about cameras than I do. So yeah, she loves them too. I think she might be a little jealous that I got a new DSLR. I'm just throwing it out. I'm not sure, but I think so. So just so you know. And Alicia is right. I did tell her about it when I ordered it. I was so happy. Yeah. I was in the middle of a web conference. I totally forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Yes. I was going through eBay auctions and trying to find one because you get a really good deal on one. And I found one. It worked. I was like, okay. That was your time lapse one, Janine, just for you. So that's pretty much what it looked like. Yeah. And Lee was a professional photographer. And I mean, God, what wasn't she? She's a professional this, and that. I mean, I might seem like a jack of all trades, but so is she. She's got a lot of knowledge going on. So, which is another reason why we work well together. Because yeah, the areas where she is really knowledgeable, not necessarily my strengths, and vice versa. So we've been we're acquainted with them, but we're really good for each other that way. So yes, this is, yeah, a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. So yes, now, moving on. I know that a lot of you probably saw The Gathering last week, last Thursday. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah, that was just good group. 3 Pints Gone. I have known them I met them like 20 years ago, and they very supportive when I was starting out to do music. So really wonderful that way, and really nice people. So I had a lot of fun jamming with them and getting to know them way back then, and catching up now and then. And I was really, when we first started doing Life's a Fair, they were up high on my list of I want to get them if I can on here. So we finally did it. Yes. Oh, Janine actually meant, could you record things in time lapse with the new camera? I knew that. I was just being funny. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, you see, the thing is, when I'm on here, I do a quick skim of the text so that I know it, and I don't get a solid read all the time, so I try. I make a few assumptions. I try. But okay. Oh, yeah. Alicia has been working on animated GIFs today. Oh, well. There it went. Yeah. And the scary thing is, since I did it in slow-mo, she can actually do an animated GIF, and it'll look like a slow-mo animated. Oh, that's going to look actually pretty cool. Oh, mercy. So that means I cannot say no to that. Oh, well, I try. Anyway, Three Pints Gone, great. If you didn't see that them, go back and see the show. And then Wine and Alchemy, who now Three Pints Gone, they're more Midwest, so a lot of you may not be familiar with them. But Wine and Alchemy, I mean, they have gone down to the Texas Renaissance Festival, and they travel all over the country. So a lot of you probably are at least familiar with them if you've done fairs. So definitely check their show out, and both the shows, because it's just is a good, really good time and a good show. Really happy about that one. And yeah, so next though, we have a gathering this Thursday that I'm also thrilled about, and that is with Judas and Magnolia and Totally Lost. Now, I know a lot of you know Judas and Magnolia. They were on our show before, early on, when, oh gosh, how long? Maybe just we'd only been doing this for a month and a half or something. So, yeah, this, yeah, I think it's something like that. But we only got their basic show. We didn't get to do the escape, which is one of their big, they're known for that, and the big show part. And I was hoping we could get that at some point. And when the opportunity arose, I was like, oh yes, we got to do that. And Alicia went and got the footage of, well, actually both these groups over at the Central Missouri Fair. And that was just so awesome that she managed to do that. Just so good, so good. So that's Juice Magnolia. So they're going to do the escape show. A lot of fun. Totally Lost, they're fairly new in the Ren Fair circuit. So many of you probably are not familiar with them. But they're a fun group and do lively music, and it's just, that's one of the best things about doing Life's a Fair. You get to introduce some cool groups that haven't really broken out yet, that people aren't familiar with. So something to put on your radar, so to speak. And that's great. Kind of like feels like discovering new groups. Wahaha. But Totally Lost, totally from Malaysia. She just says, oh, you got to see these guys. They're great. And that was a very good call. Very good call. So yeah, really glad that she got to record those, and looking forward to the Thursday, because I think it's going to be a great show. Oh, and the picture, by the way, isn't that a freakishly cool picture of Judas and Magnolia? Lee edited that. That is, she made it look that way, the cool way. I mean, it was a cool shot anyway, but she did a lot of work on that to make it look that cool. So well done, Lee, by the way. Just wanted to give credit where credit is due on that. Always good. Now, we also had Shakespeare reviews last week, and oh, hi, Hannah. Yeah. And we did Othello, the 1995 version with Lawrence Fishburne and Kenneth Branagh. And if you didn't see it, if you've seen the review, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, but I wasn't a huge fan, honestly. I think Will was a lot more forgiving than I was, but it's an interesting film. So definitely check out the review. We usually tend to agree on these films so far, and this was one where we kind of disagreed a little bit, so that was kind of cool. I like that. And very something to check out. So if you haven't seen it, go check out that Shakespeare reviews from last week, because a lot of fun. But the really great news, and I don't know if Drew's on here yet, but he's been really asking for this one. So we are doing, for the next one, wait for it, Forbidden Planet. That's right, Forbidden Planet, we're doing it. That's going to be on Friday. So yeah, that's something to check out. I am so thrilled to finally be able to do this one. This was my pick. Totally going to admit that. Like I said, we've always split it where we do a section 4 at a time, and will pick 2, one true adaptation and another loose adaptation, and then I pick 2, a true adaptation and a loose adaptation. So Forbidden Planet, yes. I totally geek out over this. I'm just going to say it. It is, oh, and Drew's here. Yes. It will be on Friday, so take a look. Um, so yeah, let me see. I think I can bring up a little. Uh, yeah, that's actually some video from the upcoming Shakespeare Reviews episode, and actually another thing that I'm really proud of, come to think of it, is the quality of the camera work that I've been able to do with Will and I. I do some serious post production work on the video, and mine. I think I do a good job considering the low quality webcam that I'm using. But Will, man, I'm very pleased with what I've been able to achieve with him. If you've seen his Shakespeare approved stuff and his shows on his channel, then yeah, I mean, he does a pretty good job. But I really managed to bring out a little extra, and I'm pleased. So hopefully that'll continue, and we'll maintain this quality. But I think in future ones, my quality will go up a bit. Yeah, that'll be nice. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna like do this a little bit because yeah. Okay, we're done. That was good. So yes, this look for Forbidden Planet reviews on Friday on Shakespeare Reviews. It is wow. I go into a lot of detail about the history of it and how important it was, and what yeah, I mean, just what it means. I mean, it is a bit of a cheesy film now because it was 1956 sci-fi. I mean, a lot of what they thought was science back then didn't quite come out that way. But if you put it in context, it's still a very good film and very fascinating. uh, and yeah, Janine. Yeah, one of the things we do when we record is we do it live, and then he sends me a pre-recorded video, usually, if we can, because his internet connection is a little fuzzy, a little iffy. He doesn't. He has some issues with that. He's trying to work it out, but he lives in a rural area, which only can get so fast. I mean, they don't offer faster than what he has, and that's kind of rough. So, yeah. Oh, and Lee's right. He has been having some internet issues as well, which has made it even worse. I believe they've fixed the stability problems, but so that it looks pretty good, but it's still not an insanely fast connection. So every once in a while, it will get a little pixelated. But at least now it's good. It's pretty solid. So he can do it. Uh, I don't know if Drew's referring to my comment that about the cheesiness of Forbidden Planet, or if he's a Will Shakespeare fanatic and thinks, how dare I say that about him? No. I mean, I love Forbidden Planet, and you will hear me totally go crazy about it, Drew. So don't worry. Don't worry. But I'm trying to be fair to everybody else and prepare them so that they love it too. Let's put it that way. So it's good. It's good. And yeah, I don't know how much he's paying for internet, Janine. It's a good question. Oh, and Drew, don't worry. We go into detail about what we mean by that, by cheesy. That some people would look at it as cheesy now, because at the time they were cutting edge. They developed those things, and then everybody else copied them. So now it looks like the standard old thing that sci-fi did, but they found it and created a lot of that. So it's not really fair. I mean, it's kind of like Shakespeare. A lot of his plays are considered redundant because oh well that's done everywhere. Well, it's like, well, yeah, but he did it first, and that's the difference. So yeah, and yeah, some people are lucky in rural areas; they get some good internet. I am in central Austin, so I get phenomenal internet, and I'm so happy. I switched over to fiber like a month before we started doing this. It was pure coincidence, and it was just so. In fact, if I hadn't, I don't know. I don't know if we'd be doing all this. I think that kind of made it an easy choice because it's like, well, I've got this internet, might as well use it. So yeah, I mean, we are kind of we are kind of victims of our own situation where we were just sort of in the right place at the right time. Yeah, and some of them are very expensive now. Uh, they are. I don't know if you've been following the new Elon Musk Starlink options, where the satellite, low orbit satellite internet that they've been beta testing, and currently it's $100 a month plus $500 initial to buy the equipment. This is for the beta test. I think that's going to come down a little bit, but people are getting really good download and upload and low latency. It's it's working. I mean, and they're still improving it. So that's something to keep an eye on if you don't have any other options, because I know $100 a month is a bit high, but you do get good. No. I mean, Drew, that this Starlink is actually working. People have done some tests on it, so it's. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, but yeah, that was good, and yeah, I think that's the gist of that. All good stuff. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's been a very interesting week, indeed. Uh, you know, I I was wanting to start a new segment, so I don't know if we'll see how that goes. No worries. So let's yeah, let's give that a shot, huh? Let's do that. So what I was thinking was hitherto history. Think about it, hitherto history. Because what if history was going on, like life and the mentality and the times of medieval Europe or Renaissance Europe were going on now? And what would that be like? So I tried to think, okay, give me one thing that works for now. And what I came up with was the election. Now, I don't normally do politics on this channel because it's never a good idea. But I'm going to break that rule this time because I just had this thought about what would happen, especially with all this contention in the election and everything, about who really won. And, how would that be decided in medieval times? And then I thought, how would it be decided at medieval times? And then I kind of went to, oh my gosh, they'd probably joust it out, wouldn't they? And then I got this mental image of Biden and Trump jousting it out. I would pay money for that. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? I mean, really? Oh, yeah. Now, I mean, times being the way they were, they might elect a champion. And then I thought, oh my gosh, vice presidents actually have a function now other than just banging a gavel in the Senate. They can do something. They're the champion. So then I thought about Pence and Harris jousting together, and I thought, oh, I'd pay money to see that too. So you really can't lose here. This is, oh my gosh, I mean, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, everybody would be airing this like crazy. I mean, this would be huge. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. That would be pretty cool. Right? Janine, yeah, we would finally have a younger, healthier president. So yeah, it's interesting. So that is my hitherto history moment of what it would be if medieval mentality came to modern times. So, just something to think about. Oh, I like the dragon would eat the loser aspect. That would be great. I like that. Although, considering the way jousts were back then, the loser, Considering they aren't professional jousters, I'd say the loser wouldn't really be moving much anyway. So I think we're going to be okay. A fencer at law, from a book, Colors in the Steel. I like it. A fencer at law. I Yeah, I mean, mixing concepts. I always like that. It's an interesting what if statement. Oh my gosh. And they start. Well, but that is my hitherto history moment. I hope you like that. I'll come up with some other concepts now and then to have fun with in the future. But I thought that was a good one. Hitherto history. Well, tenderized. Oh, yes. Uh, I think she has a good. I think she'd surprise you. Um, she's spry. I think she would. Yeah, there's fight in all of them. It would be interesting. I don't know. It would be interesting. You're not going to get a bad show. I'll say that. Definitely not get a bad show. Well, no, Kristen, I tried something new. Did you not like Hitherto History? Did you not? Not a Hitherto History? Thought I'd mix it up a little. Just do something a little different. Not a fan. Gotta do 7 reasons every week. Is that what you're saying? That's why you tune in. So no options there. That's all I got to do. You're just here for your 7 reasons fix. Figured. Okay. Well, now I know. Try something different. So you're okay if I do something else as long as I keep doing 7 reasons. Okay. I see. Well, thanks, Janine. I appreciate the support. Well, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. Okay. So, Kristen, you were just checking to see what the schedule was. Yeah, maybe I need to post a schedule. Excellent. Well, okay. I almost forgot. Oh my gosh. Yeah. There was there was something I was going to talk about well, actually I didn't know I was going to talk about it last week, but it came up and now we've got to talk about it this week. This is the recipe swap show. Remember we talked last week about the recipe swap concept and how that was going to happen in the not too distant future? Anybody? And then I was like, you told me about it like once last week. I kind of remember. I mean, that was where I was. Thanks, Kristen. Thanks. I appreciate that. Just having fun with you. But yeah, the recipe swap show is going to be interesting. This is going to be a very different kind of show for us. And it's going to be I think it's going to be neat because what we're going to do is essentially it's a recipe swap in that in order to get into the meeting, you have to provide a recipe. And we're all just going to hang out. Lee's going to cook a meal and, or at least a dish, I should say. And we're all going to hang out and our recipes are going to be shared. And, yeah, it'll just be like hanging out, talking and chatting. So it should be a fun, relaxing time. And this will be on Thursday, the Thursday before Thanksgiving. So, yeah, okay. And Lee just put some info up. So good, because I'm doing a horrible job at explaining this. So I'm glad she did that. But yes. I mean, I'm going to be there and I'm going to have a recipe. So, yeah. And it's going to be in lieu of, I've got to make this clear for Kristen. It's going to be in lieu of gathering. So we're going to do that on Thursday night, a special event. But it's not going to be broadcast. It's going to be kind of a private meeting. But you can join if you provide a recipe and you want to hang out. So it's going to be different. I think it's going to be a Zoom meeting, is what we've talked about. So I'm sure most everyone is familiar with Zoom. Um, yes, more than one format is, of course. I don't know. I think Lee is handling the format on that, so she should probably answer that. And it should be fun. I mean, I'm, I think I'm going to do my, I think I'm going to do my sweet potato casserole, which is my favorite for Thanksgiving. I know it's not exactly the most traditional, but it's an older family recipe, and I've also made some interesting changes, and my mom made some interesting changes on it, and it is it's actually it's going to have some cool options, so I think you'll like it. And Alicia is right. Thanksgiving is legitimately coming up soon, so yeah. And yeah, Lee is working on the format, and it's going to get the details are going to be more precise later on. But I wanted to give you at least a preview of what's coming up, because you got to get ready for this. I mean, think about recipes and see if you want to join in. Uh, there is a way to join the group and do all of that. So just follow that link and check it out. But it should be fun. I mean, worst case scenario, oh my gosh, pumpkin chai pie, according to Alicia. Wow, I'm just gonna, wow, I better have some good food in front of me during this meeting, or I'm not going to survive it, because sounds so good. Um, and yes, this is the important question. We need to tell Lee what kind of dish. Do you want a main, an appetizer, a side dish, a dessert? I mean, what do you want her to do? Um, and she's going to make something very traditional. Try to do at least a variation on a Renaissance type meal, type dish. So check it out. And Deidre says her husband does the cooking, so okay. Well, you can still get a recipe and add it in. I mean, and join in. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, the worst case scenario out of all of this is we all get to hang out and talk. And the great part for me is, instead of Fair Life, my conversation is a bit one-sided. I get to read and respond a little bit, but having that immediacy, I'm going to enjoy it like crazy. It's going to be a lot more fun talking with y'all. I'll be honest. Oh yeah, recipes are a thing. Generally, for me, honestly, I mean, I can cook, but it's the recipes for me. A lot of it now is just making sure that I get all of those recipes that my mom made when I was a kid, and I get them all down, because um, don't ever want to lose those. Some of them are really, really good. I mean, the kind of stuff from, grandparents and great grandparents kind of thing. So uh, she's one of those that learned to cook from scratch when she was a kid, and it's still. I was really spoiled with food as a kid, so let's let's enjoy that a little bit here. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, and this is another good thing, because Lee's been on Fair Life a couple of times, but honestly, a lot of you haven't really had much of a chance to talk with her, so this will be kind of interesting just in that. Um, and you'll get to talk to both of us, but yeah, she's going to be running the meeting. So meeting, it sounds weird to call it a meeting, because it doesn't sound like one, or it doesn't feel like it's going to be one. It's just going to be a get together. Oh my gosh, that's right. Lee actually has tried my mom's cooking. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's met my mom. Wow. Hmm. Oh, and Janine doesn't have a webcam. Hmm. You should be able to do it on the cell phone if you have that, Janine. Um, most cell phones have a camera built in, so if you use that, that may work. Yeah, yeah. Instead of gathering a fair, it's kind of like gathering of friends. I like that. But true. I mean, being on camera isn't required. Just put up a, just have an avatar, put up a graphic, anything. And it doesn't even have to do that. It's all just hanging out, and that's, I think, the most important thing. We don't want it to be a stressful event. This is fun and relaxing. So don't stress over it. No cell phone either. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Then yeah. Just join in. Don't worry about the camera. I mean, it's not a problem. Yeah, and Lee's totally right. It's just nice being able to see each other, but it's totally not required. Um, yeah, it's not really a problem. And Zoom is very good at showing who's talking, what screen is talking when they are. So it's not going to be that confusing. I don't think it'll be a problem at all. So yeah, this is. I think it's going to be a good time and a lot of fun. This is true. Drew says, not every day you meet a genuine Luddite. And yeah. No, I won't lie. There are times I would love to get rid of my cell phone. I long for it, just to kind of be away from the world for a while. Um, oh yeah. One of the reasons I like driving to fairs and driving around, generally, I'll have a lot of just time away from the phone. I mean, sometimes calls have to be made, but I can. People know I'm on the road, so they tend not to call, and it's like a level of freedom. So another reason I kind of like it. Oh yeah, you don't need a camera. I'm sorry. Yes, I didn't make that clear. You don't need a camera. You can just go in with audio, and it'll just have a blank screen or a graphic that'll take the place. You do not need it. It's not required, so it is not a problem. Don't even worry about it. And that's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people do use their phone cameras for as a camera. I mean, they just take it around, and that they need it. That's their camera. Uh, but yeah, I just for me, I've always been cautious about bringing out a camera at fair, or my cell phone. I always feel like that's. I know people do it, but I've always felt like that's just it goes against that whole keeping that mood there. It's a break back to reality, and so I've avoided taking pictures during fair days or video generally. In fact, I mean, if I do it this and use this, that's going to be a real weird. I'm going to have to figure out something creative to make it not obvious and less obtrusive. Yeah. That makes perfect sense, Janine. Always reasonable. But yeah, I mean, I'm really liking the whole recipe swap show idea, and I think this is going to be great. And this, like I said, this is new. This is something we're trying. And if you come in, and yes, I grabbed the camera again, Alicia. Shh. Uh, I mean, if people don't seem interested in it, we might not do something like it again. But if you show up, yeah, I mean, things like this might turn into regular events. Um, where this whole year has been a huge test year to see what works and what people are interested in. And we've learned a lot, but there's still a lot more to check out. We keep expanding and trying new things, and I'm really pleased with what we've managed to accomplish. But we're going to keep adding new stuff. And yeah, Ginny, I'm totally agree. I'm always so busy too. I'm playing music all the time, or I'm running to get to somewhere to play music. So at fair, I never have time to really worry about it anyway. I mean, there are times I probably could if I really took the time to try it, but I just I just never thought it was worth it. Which is a shame because I wish there was. I could probably. It'd be good to have a lot more selfies. Ah, a crossbow with a camera on the end. I love that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay. Okay. That's okay. Well, that's what I need to look for. I need to figure out something like that. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll come up with something uh, like a squeeze box or something that is actually a camera that I just kind of occasionally just kind of move like that. No, it's gonna sway. That's not good. Okay. Yeah. Hurdy gurdy. It's a crank DSLR, something like that. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I'll figure it out. That's always the question. And yes, I picked up the camera again. Yeah, and Alicia did a great job at Central Missouri, so I'm so thrilled that that worked out as well as it did, and we got some great groups. I'm uh, really happy with how that went. Oh mercy. Well, anyway, I think yeah, and you could do something like that, camera obscura, but I'd rather go something really old school, um, something that didn't look like a camera. I'll come up with something. Um, I don't know. Maybe I can do like a little pop-up thing in my pack basket, where I put the pack basket down on a seat, and so it's a decent height, and then it just I can just retract it up, and it's covered by a wooden box or something like that, and just set it up, and oh, maybe run it. Have a button that starts it with Bluetooth or something. I don't know. I have to come up with something. Well, true, true. But I was thinking of Sherwood, which is actually predates that. Hmm. But yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I know that Sherwood they can be sticklers sometimes for things like that. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Oh, okay. In Central Missouri Renaissance Fair, the spring dates are the last weekend in April and the first in May for anyone looking at small fairs to enjoy. Interesting, interesting. Um, I like it. Yeah, and that's another interesting point. There are a lot of small Ren fairs around the country that most of us haven't heard of, um, and they're fun. In a way, it can be a lot. It's a lot more relaxing. I mean, you can go to a fair where you actually get to see everything in one day. You get to go to every shop, see every show, and it's not a oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to see everything kind of moment, and that is kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain intimacy to a small fair. I don't know how else to put it that sets it apart. Large fairs, you tend to feel a bit like a sardine, at least sometimes. Um, with smaller fairs, it can feel a lot more relaxing, and you get to enjoy it. Yes, Kristen, I did see the part you got, and I'm not surprised. You're awesome. You're going to do a great job. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you got on cast. I'm only surprised you didn't get on cast sooner, to be blunt. In fact, I'm a little surprised they didn't just automatically knight you at fair last season and say, no, no, you need to join us. Come here. You're working today, and just draft you into working. So that's the surprise for me. But the fact that you made it, yeah, yeah, totally, totally okay. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Lee. Yeah, when I stare blankly, my reading look. See, yeah, that's. I don't know what you're talking about. It's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. Oh yeah. So, yeah, Sherwood still does feel small. I totally agree with that. At the same time, in the 10 years they've been open, they've done phenomenally well with the way they've expanded and how amazing the site looks. I mean, they've done so many things right that it's a little scary. So many small fairs make big mistakes here and there that years later they have to try to get past. And Sherwood is, they've done a lot of great things. So it's almost on the cusp of being like, it feels like a small fair, but it's really a medium-sized fair, or a small meet to meet. It's a small medium-sized fair kind of thing. They, but yeah, it still has a good small feeling, and I like it. And I agree with you, Drew. I miss Excalibur sometimes too. That was just such a small. I mean, yeah, Excalibur was a small fair. Sherwood, much bigger than Excalibur. But yeah, it's just everybody was in it together, and it was the camaraderie was so great. The fact that that was the first fair for me, the fair where I first started working, Excalibur Fantasy Fair outside of Austin, it was so good for me. I think that really gave me a really great outlook at fair, and it's one of the reasons I still do it. If I'd started it somewhere else where it was a lot more work, a lot less fun, because I made so many great contacts there and so many great friends, so much encouragement. And I don't know if I would have gotten that if I'd started at, let's just say, TRF. I mean, nobody would have had time to really talk to me much. Um, yeah, it would have been it would have been like throwing myself into the deep end of the pool to learn how to swim, and it didn't feel like that at Excal. It did not. It was a really nice environment to do that. So yeah, definitely true. Hopefully, we'll get a lot of. Hopefully we can. You know what we need to do at some point? We need to start getting groups together and having uh, group uh, groups going out to different fairs. Um, Life's a fair. Just hey, we're sponsoring this group to let's just go out and everybody let's all meet up and go to this fair this weekend. That would be awesome. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Life's a fair meetup. Totally, we're on the same page, uh, which is not really that surprising. I like it. I like it. Mm. Yeah. Okay. I think that's on our agenda. I'm sure she's writing that down, which is good because I usually don't. Uh, so yeah, we'll definitely talk about that because there's some really good fairs that we know of, and between Lee on the East Coast and me down south, I mean, yeah, we can cover some serious ground, and we have friends elsewhere, so I don't think it'll be a problem. Oh, and Galatia up in the Midwest up there, and um, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. We've got a lot of ground covered. Um, yeah, since Lee goes up to New England all the time, she knows it up there too, and then get some West Coast peeps, and we've got this. We got the country covered. Life's a fair invasion. Nice, nice. Oh, well, there's some great fairs up there, Janine. So yeah, um, definitely would like to do that. I have some good friends in Colorado too, so that yeah, that would be very doable. Oh, Kerrville is always fun. That is true. Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I think this is good meeting, everyone. I think we came up with some great ideas at this one. Yeah, totally. Sometimes this feels like it. I don't know. We just, I throw out some stuff and talk about some stuff, and next thing you know, we're coming up with great ideas, and Lee's writing stuff down, and a few months from now, all of a sudden, it starts coming out and happening. You'd be surprised. So, I think this is going to be this is really good. I'm really excited about this. This is a good night. Excellent. Well, okay. I think that's about all I have for tonight. Really. I mean, it was just whew, uh, really crazy week last week, but we got through it. So everybody just relax and let's just look forward to this coming up week. And I'm looking forward to Thursday's gathering and Friday's Forbidden Planet Shakespeare reviews. Oh my gosh, yes. So this should be a lot of fun. A fun week again, and always fun at Life's a Fair. So yes, I will, I guess, call it here and have a wondrous evening. And I look forward to seeing you next week and showing off. Okay, one more time, the camera. I'm so looking forward to this. I promise you, what I'll do is I'll set up both, and I'll set it up so I can switch back and forth. You know, camera one, camera two, camera one, camera. I'll do that so that you can see the difference. I'm really curious how much of a difference it's going to make. I think it's going to be quite phenomenal, but maybe not. I mean, I've tweaked this camera so much, maybe it's not going to be a huge difference, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping it'll be an interesting experiment. So yes, everybody take care, and I will see you. I'll see you soon. See you on Thursday.